Legal online sports betting started here in North Carolina about 2 years ago. It's already generated nearly $250 million in tax revenue. But as our state continues to set records, the Triad's biggest city is reporting a spike in domestic violence. In tonight's 12 Investigates, Kenny Beck explores whether these two things could be related.
At the end of last year, Greensboro Police Chief John Thompson met with the media to go over crime stats, and they were mostly good.
We are down 23% in violent crime in our community. We are at an 11% reduction in property crime.
But there was one significant concern.
About 2 years ago, we started to see increase in incidents of domestic violence, increase in aggravated assaults related to domestic violence, as well as the impact that's had on homicides.
The chief said DV incidents were up 6% compared to the same time period a year ago, and 14 of the city's 40 homicides were either directly or indirectly related to domestic violence. Something else happened about 2 years ago in Greensboro and statewide. March 11th, 2024 at noon, legal online sports gambling began in North Carolina, and it's been incredibly popular. Last fall, gamblers spent a record amount of money for 3 consecutive months, capped off by November's nearly $814 million total. Those bets lost more than $92 million.
Correlation is not causation, right? We'd have to do some more specific research to make that connection that one is causing the other.
However, Dr. Jessica Auslander, a licensed clinical addiction specialist and the owner of Professional Wellness Management in Weddington, says existing research shows there is absolutely a link between sports and what she calls IPV, intimate partner violence.
So somebody is in a financial crisis because they have gambled too much and they've lost too much money. That crisis is causing a lot of fear and anger, and they can lash out at somebody at home. On the flip side of that, if somebody is the victim of abuse, then maybe gambling is an escape. I've had several cases where that was the way to try to earn money to maybe purchase their own car or rent an apartment, where they wouldn't have to, no one would have to know the address, right? Just get out of town.
Dr. Neroli Hing, a gambling studies research professor at Central Queensland University in Australia, has published multiple papers on this topic, including one in 2022 where she concluded, quote, gambling by a male partner was shown to escalate the probability, frequency, and severity of the IPV against these women, including psychological, physical, sexual, and financial abuse.
Typically, when a survivor comes in and tells their story, I have not heard a lot of, anything about like sports gambling or betting or anything like that.
Sonia Desai would know. She's the interim director of the Guilford County Family Justice Center, a government agency that assists and protects survivors while holding offenders accountable. She says DV isn't just up locally, it's up across the country.
In the 20 years that I've worked in this field, it's really hard to pinpoint patterns. What I will say is life is really hard right now.
She agrees that money can be a huge relationship stressor, and she wants survivors to know help is available.
Knowledge is power. I know it sounds cliche, but it is true. The more information that a survivor has, the better decisions they'll make. If we don't hold offenders accountable, they're going to keep repeating the cycle. And when they are not held accountable, we are telling them this is okay.
And that was Kenny Beck reporting. To learn more about services available to combat problem gambling or domestic violence, look for this story on our website. That's WXII12.com.